Welcome to Behind the Firewall. I'm CNN teammate Karsen Kennedy, here to break down the latest in cybersecurity with insights from CNN's in-house experts. In today's episode, we're talking about investment scams, what they are, how they work, and most importantly, how you can avoid becoming a victim. Investment scams are becoming more common, especially online and on social media, so understanding the warning signs is more important than ever. So, let's take a closer look. It's time to venture behind the firewall. What are investment scams? And how do they work? An investment scam happens when a criminal tricks someone into putting money into a fake or misleading investment opportunity. Typically, the scammer convinces the victim to send them money directly or to move money into what appears to be an investment account, but in reality, the criminal is taking those funds for themselves. While these scams can take many different forms, most of them share a few common warning signs. First, they often begin with an unsolicited message from someone you don't know. This could come through email, phone calls, text messages, or even social media platforms. A stranger may reach out claiming they have an exciting investment opportunity or insider tip. Some scammers even start by offering you a free seminar or training course to draw you in. Then they will try to sell you on fraudulent investments or products. Second, they promise unusually high returns with little or no risk. Now that's a major red flag. Legitimate investments never guarantee profits, and every investment carries some level of risk. Scammers rely on the appeal of easy money to get people to let their guard down. Third, they try to move you to unfamiliar platforms or payment methods. They might direct you to a website you've never heard of, encourage you to invest in a company with very little available public information, or ask you to send money using alternative currencies like cryptocurrency. Scammers often prefer cryptocurrency because once the funds are sent, they can be extremely difficult to trace or recover. What tactics do investment scammers use? Well, like many other types of fraud, investment scams rely heavily on pressure and manipulation. One of the most common tactics is creating a sense of urgency. A scammer might say something like, "You need to invest within the next hour before the price goes up." The goal there is to rush you into making a decision before you have time to think or do research. Another tactic is secrecy or vague information. Scammers often avoid providing clear details about the investment. If you ask for documentation, credentials, or proof that the investment is legitimate, a scammer will probably become evasive or change the subject. In some cases, scammers even go as far as building convincing fake websites or dashboards. After a victim sends money, they may be directed to a website that shows charts, graphs, or account balances that make it appear as though your investment is real and it's growing. But in reality, those graphics can be completely fake, and unfortunately, the money is probably already gone. So, how can I protect myself from investment scams? Well, the good news is there are several simple steps you can take to protect yourself. First, never feel pressured to make a financial decision quickly. It's always okay to pause, ask questions, and verify the identity of the person or company you're dealing with. Take the time to research the investment before committing any money to it. A great resource is the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC. Their website, investor.gov, offers helpful tools to research companies and learn a little bit more about avoiding investment fraud. Second, remember this important rule. Every legitimate investment offers some level of risk. If someone is promising guaranteed profits or claims an investment that is completely 100% risk-free, that's a strong sign that something isn't right. And finally, if you believe you may have been targeted by an investment scam, or any type of fraud for that matter, don't hesitate to contact your financial institution right away. They can help monitor your accounts and take steps to protect your finances. You can also report scams directly to the Federal Trade Commission at reportfraud.ftc.gov. All of those resources will be linked in the description below. It's time for this month's Cyberscenario. In a few seconds, we'll hear a short, fictional scenario where our character, Alex, is presented with an exciting new investment opportunity. Listen to the scenario carefully and try to identify what Alex did well and what she could have done differently. Remember the red flags of investment scams we discussed earlier. Now, let's jump in to our cyber scenario. Meet Alex. One afternoon, Alex receives a message on social media from someone claiming to be an investment advisor. The person says that they have an inside tip on a stock that's just about to skyrocket. They tell Alex that if they invest within the next hour, they could double their money, free of risk. The advisor sends Alex a link to a website showing impressive charts and projected returns. The opportunity sounds exciting, and the site looks convincing, but something feels off. Instead of sending money right away, Alex decides to pause and do some research first. She searches online for the investment website but cannot find any results. Feeling suspicious, she ceases contact with the investment advisor and blocks them on social media. What do you think Alex did well? Feel free to pause the podcast and take a few seconds to think before answering. First, Alex didn't rush into the decision, even though the scammer created urgency. Remember that investment scammers will create a sense of urgency and use fear tactics to get you to invest before thinking. Then, Alex researched the investment website and terminated contact when she became suspicious. There are plenty of online resources that can help you locate legitimate investment services and highlight fraudulent ones, so don't be afraid to pause and research before investing your money. Now, what could Alex have done differently? Well, Alex engaged with an unsolicited message from a stranger about an investment opportunity. The easiest way to prevent scams is to not respond or even open unsolicited messages from strangers, especially if they're talking about money or investment opportunities with guaranteed returns and zero risk. Also, Alex clicked on a link to an unfamiliar investment website. Scammers will often try to redirect you to other platforms. Alex should have been wary when the stranger told her to visit an investing website she had probably never heard of before, even though it may have looked impressive and professional. That concludes this month's cyber scenario. I hope this example gives you a vivid look at what real-life investment scams can look like, so you know what to watch out for in the future. Thanks for listening to Behind the Firewall. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, follow, and share the podcast with a friend or family member, because when it comes to fraud prevention, awareness is one of the best defenses we have. For more cybersecurity tips and Money Armor resources, visit cnbankpa.com and be sure to follow CNN on Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, stay safe, and we'll see you in next month's episode of Behind the Firewall.